to the Journey with Antonetta. My name is Antonetta, and this is the awesome Emily. This is episode 6, right?
Yes.
So I am super, super thankful for you guys joining in every week on Sunday, subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is fantastic. Thank you so much, and for reaching out to us and telling us how much you love the videos. I really, really appreciate that. Today's topic, I thought we would talk a little bit about my journey with diabetes. So Emily's gonna ask me a few questions, and then and hopefully you enjoy this episode.
It'll be good.
Yes.
So when did you find out that you had diabetes?
So I found out I had diabetes, I believe it was in 2014. 2014 in July. Yeah.
How was that experience finding out that you had diabetes? What was
Okay,
happening?
yes. So this is crazy. Okay. So I think that about in July, there's one time it happened like a week. Within a week, everything happened within a week. Okay. So how I found out I had diabetes? Okay. So I went to work and I'm noticing that I'm not able to read the signs in the hallway. I'm like, what's wrong with I'm like, am I have to go to get my eyes checked again? And so I noticed my eyes first. I noticed like something is wrong. I can't read the sign. And then would drive at night and I'd be like, why can't I read? I'm like, oh my God, it's so annoying. So I thought I had to go back to my optometrist. And so it got worse every day. Like, I'm going to pick Monday for an example. And then on Tuesday, it got worse. And then, like, Wednesday, it got even worse. And then on Thursday, I'm like, okay, something is going on with my eyes. Like, something is going on. And so then on that Friday, I went to see my optometrist. I went to go see my optometrist, and she's like, I'm like, listen, something is wrong with my eyes. I'm losing my vision. And my boss at that time, she's like, you should go see your optometrist, whatever. And so I went there. I made an appointment, and my optometrist says to me, she's like, so the last time you were here were in September, and your eyes have changed dramatically. You need to go go to a walk-in clinic or see your family doctor right away. Like right away, she says. I'm like, okay. So that Friday, I started feeling a bit irritable because it sucks when you can't see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that Friday night, I went to go see if there was like a walk-in clinic opened in Stouffville. I'm like, I don't know where the walk-in clinic in Stouffville is. Like, where is it? I'm like, oh my God. So I was like trying to find out a walk-in clinic.
Yeah.
Because all I wanted to do was get blood work done.
Mm.
So the doctor's like, go get blood work done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So that's all I wanted to do. So that Friday night, I was not feeling myself. Like I felt not good. And so Saturday morning, when I woke up, I'm like, OMG. Like, I can't see anything. So I went to the doctors, and I put my name in for the clinic because it was like 8:00 in the morning, and it was so many people, and then my appointment was like at 12. So I put myself in the waiting list. So I'm like, I need to get new glasses. Like I can't see. Like I couldn't see. Emily. Oh my God, I just said Leslie. Leslie, sorry, I was thinking like Emily. I'm like, I couldn't see. Yeah. And I was like, everything just happened like overnight. So when I say overnight, I became like irritable. I couldn't see. And then my side of my lips here started to bleed, like the crack.
Huh.
And I'm like, what is going on? So I go to Hakim Optical in Stouffville. I'm like, yo, you gotta like get me new glasses because I can't see anything.
Yeah.
So I was emotional because I couldn't see. And that alone was a disaster. So he's like, I would love to help you, but I don't have a lab that I can't just make you glasses. You got to go to the one in Elgin Mills. So picture this. I'm in Stouffville. You can't see. I'm irritable. My lips are cracking. Like the side of my lips here. And so I'm driving to Elgin Mills. I don't know how I drove there because I couldn't see anything. It felt like that commercial, you know, when you're drunk drivers and the commercial was like one cup in front of the other. And I was like, oh my God. So I get to Elgin Mills and I'm like, I stand at the counter and I'm like, there's this girl that came. I'm like, listen. So in a whispering voice, I'm like, you need to help me because I can't see. She's like, well, it's already like 10 o'clock. Like, I don't think I can help you. And then a tear drop comes and this beautiful man sees me and he's like, please come over. Like, tell me what's going on. I'm like, I'm crying, but not hyperventilating because I need to talk. And I'm like, I need you to help me. I can't see. I think there's something wrong with me. I'm like, I can't see anything. I'm like, you need to give me new glasses. And he's like, okay. I'm like, I gotta go back to my family doctor. I go back to the clinic. They have to take blood work. I'll be back here. And he goes, come back at 12:30. I'll have glasses ready for you. And then once he said that, I was like Niagara Falls. And I'm like, thank you. And so I get back in my car. I drive back to the clinic. And then the doctor there, she's like, why are you here? I'm like, because I need you to do blood work. She's like, why couldn't you go to your family doctor? I'm like, just do the blood work or something. I'm like, this is me crying. And she's like giving me, SHIT. And I'm like, just do the blood work. And she's like, well, it's probably faster if you go. I'm like, listen, I will get on top of it. Don't worry. I'm like, I just need blood work done. My eyesight, this and that. So after me, like a 2-year-old having a temper tantrum, I was like crying and she's like, all right, calm down. And I'm like, okay. So that was Saturday. So I do the blood work. I go back, give that guy $800 for new glasses. I'm like, okay, thank God I can see. So I get home. And I fall into a deep depression right away. And I'm a strong person. I believe that I am. My spirit is strong. My mind is strong. Like, I can feel I'm strong. And I can feel my strength and my faith and my strength and my, like, courage, whatever, yelling in my head. Like, hello. Like, snap out of it. And all I wanted to do was hide underneath the covers. And at that point, I'm not going to tell you what I drank because I don't want to, like, diss this company. But up until, I think, the Thursday, the Friday, and the Saturday, I would go to this grocery store and grab this drink, like 30 at a time, and put it in my buggy, like 30 at a time. If you want to know what it is, you just private message me. 30 at a time, and I would just drink it like there's no tomorrow. I was, like, thirsty, dying of thirst. So I got home, and I was like this. I just wanted to hide under the covers, and I did do that. And so I went to this grocery store and I grabbed all the drink that I wanted to drink, and I was just like chugging it. And that's the day my dogs saved my life. My Charlie and Marley saved my life, because if it wasn't for them, I'd still be under the covers. So the reason how they saved my life is because I needed to get out of bed to take them outside. Yeah. So if it wasn't for them, I'd still be there. So my beautiful Charlie Marley. So and they knew something was wrong, because they would just like, they silently follow me, and Charlie would sit everywhere I would sit. And so I was in bed, and I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I threw my phone out. I just wanted to hide in the covers. I couldn't see anything. And at that point, the new glasses helped me, right? So it was 9 o'clock at night. And I was like a vampire. Like, I'm telling you, every hour got worse. And I was a vampire. And at this point, the back of my tongue was bleeding. Yeah. And a vampire mean it was like somebody like was on meth. Like I felt like I was like ready to like a vampire. It's the best thing I could describe it. I go to Metro, get myself a watermelon, like a whole watermelon. I came home, I got my big knife, chopped it all up like a psycho person. Like if you saw me out of the window, I'd be like, this one's a serial killer. So I'm like chopping it all up, put it in a container, throw it in the freezer. It had to be in the freezer. Throw it in the freezer, and every hour I would get up and I would eat the watermelon. Like I'm like, oh my god. The watermelon, like I said, oh my god. I ate the whole watermelon. The whole watermelon. I couldn't get enough of the watermelon. I was like, oh my god. So at this point, my lips, my hair were bleeding. My tongue was bleeding. So here comes Sunday. Sunday morning, I get up, I can't see anything. I'm like, I can't see anything. Those glasses only helped me for 8 hours. It cost me $800. Couldn't see anything. I'm like, I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything. So I'm like, WTF. So now all I see is darkness. And I saw those 2 days were the darkest days of my life. And I was in my bed and I was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay here and like just hide. That's how I felt. But I saw myself, like my spirit and my mind came out, like I saw myself. And I can still hear my head saying, you need to get up. You need to go outside. You need to get out of here. You need to snap out of it. And so like my dogs would like slowly come and be like, and I'm like, you need to go outside? Really? You need to go outside? And so I would take them out and it was a sunny day. And it made my room so dark, like not even a speck of sun. I even covered my eyes. And I would go outside and I would come back in. So Monday, I go to work. And I'm a total mess. At this point, there was so much sugar in me that it was oozing out of my body. Everything was like bleeding, cutting, everything was done. So my boss at the time, God rest her soul, she passed away. And I think about her all the time. She's like, something is up. I can't see anything. At 4 o'clock, my phone rings. And it's the doctor at the walking clinic. She's like, hi, Janetta. Yeah, you need to get here right away. And I'm going to give you a piece of paper so you can go to Emerge and get treated. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. She's like, I'm going to give you this piece of paper so they can like admit you right away. I'm like, so I have to go now because I have to go to get this piece of paper and get admitted to Emerge.
So what happened there?
So I go there and I'll remember this. So I go there, I'm in the parking lot, I get this piece of paper. She's like, you need to get admitted right away, like within the hour. Like you need to go like right now. I'm like, okay. So I was on the phone with my beautiful friend, Lori, I told her what's happening and she's like, okay, don't worry, just go to the hospital. I will check base. I got your back. So I go to the hospital and I brought myself a nice fresh bottle of that drink that I used to drink.
Okay.
So I go there and I go to triage and I'm like, here's the piece of paper. And she's like, okay, okay, what's going on? And I'm like, I can't see SAHIT anything. I can't, whatever. And she's like, oh, what are you drinking? And I'm like, oh, this is my lifeline. I'm like, oh, you want to see it? I was like a person I was like a vampire. She grabs my drink and she throws it down the sink. I'm like, oh yeah, what are you doing? I had enough respiratory. I'm like, I am dying of thirst. She goes, this is the reason why you're doing this. I'm like, oh my God. I thought I was ready. My claws, I can feel the claws coming out of my fingers and I can feel the fangs coming out of my teeth. I was ready to pounce on her. I'm like, what? She's like, go, urine sample, now. I'm like, okay. She's like, come back, go there. And she was like, so like, and I was like, I'm ready to kill you right now. All I saw was like her throat. So I get admitted, and all these doctors come all at once. They gave me a IV. They gave me like they're like, your sugar level is 30. The average is between 4 and 7. Your potassium is above normal. We need to kill that. I need to drop it. You can't leave. Everything is gonna die in a second. So they had to like bring down my potassium. That's what the urgency was. My potassium level was really, really high. They're like, you're full blown diabetic. I'm like, I am. And so so right away when they gave me that they gave me that insulin, the thirst died down, like everything. So I had like I was like oozing out sugar out of my system. So I was there for like overnight, and like as soon as the potassium level dropped, and they were able to let me go, because that was the danger part with my kidneys. But I was this close. I was this close. So close. I was so close of like craziness, and that's what happened. That's how I found out.
Wow.
That was a good story.
That's a good story. That's a journey. Oh my gosh.
I know.
So who along that, I know you mentioned Lori, but who was there afterwards? Who helped you?
So Wednesday I get out. Thursday, so this is, oh my God. So it would all happen
I love
that
it.
I booked my appointment with my doctor at the same time. So I got out Wednesday. I went to go see her on Wednesday. My dietitian happened on Thursday. Everything happened one after the other. My doctor, when I went to my doctor, she's like, WTF, dear Lord. And I'm like, I know. She's like, oh yeah. And so then my dietitian was there. So I remember, so Lori played yeah. So about a year ago, I was officially diagnosed as diabetic. I'm no longer diabetic. Like I turned that around through my journey and stuff. And that happened last year. Like I officially went to my endocrinologist, and she's like, "You killed it, baby." I'm like, yeah. So if you can think about this, last year was 2018. Got diagnosed in 2014. So my dear friend Lori, every day, like every morning, until once I got to the hospital, until till the day I told her, like, I have no more diabetes. She would message me every day, and all she would say would be like, "Good morning," and that meant that I had to give her like my reading for the day. And before I started WW, like my numbers were getting higher, like above 7, and she would say to me, "Go for a brisk walk," or she's like, "What did you eat yesterday?" And then she would say, "You need to have it under 7. We need to have a coffee. We need to talk." And she'd be like, if it's above 7, you are slowly killing your organs. Send. That's what she would say. So, if it wasn't for her, I don't know what I would do. Like, she kept me accountable. That's why I tell everybody all the time, is that your tribe is very important. Your girlfriends are really important. Your family, your friends.
Yes.
You can't do life on your own. I don't know how I would ever repay this woman, but just by 2 simple words every morning, she helped me. Yeah. Insane. So when you see Lori, make sure you hug her and tell her thank you for saving my life. But yeah, so anyway, she helped, like a lot of people, she helped me a lot. like more than a lot. Like she every day, even when she went on holidays, even when she was across the world, like she would every morning, never failed. And so yeah, so that was a proud day when I went to my endocrinologist, and after adding my walking, walking half an hour or 20 minutes decreases your blood sugar level. I would like my the dietitian at the diabetes center. She would say, all you have to do is look at white bread, and in 5 minutes there's sugar in your blood. And she's like, you would have to combine carbohydrates and protein together because it takes a slower time for sugar coming to your blood, the 30 minutes. So in September, when I started Weight Watchers, I stopped taking metformin. I wasn't on insulin. I took metformin. I just stopped taking metformin right off of that. So that was the last on my own will. Like no one told me. I just stopped doing it because my ankles and my wrists would be so swollen. Like I just didn't feel good, and I stopped taking it. And that was the last time I took it. It was September 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did WW and obviously not taking that would change a lot for you? And how did incorporating WW into your life with diabetes make that look?
Yeah, so diet plays a big part of it. It plays a huge part of it. The staying away from the carbs and the sugar. Eating a lot of protein and fruits and vegetables. You know what I mean? Like I remember a time where I couldn't eat bananas. I couldn't. I can't. Diabetics, like they can't. You have to stay away from bananas, man. It's high in sugar. And
I'm learning so much.
When the endocrinologist is like, you're diabetes free, I'm like, yo man, I'm gonna have like a bunch of bananas. Just give me a second. So you had to be really careful with what you ate and whatever. And like I can tell like grapes were high in sugar, and so like I can tell what I could have, what I couldn't have, because my sugar levels would go up. And so like right now, I'm not even pre-diabetic. I'm not even pre-diabetic. So what has happened is that changing your lifestyle. So when I say that, it's everything. Like it's everything. It's your food. It's your move more. It's your mindset. It's your spirit. It's your emotions. It's your mental. It's everything. Like total wellness package. It's not only food played a big part. I get it, but you got to do a little bit at a time. You know what I mean? You can't overwhelm yourself. But that's basically, it's everything. Surrounding yourself with positive people. Being in a program that will help you, eat healthier. Like I still have cake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I still have stuff. Like I mean, we just had lunch. You know what I mean? We had it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But in moderation.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I did a 5K this morning. You know what I mean? Like you have to incorporate, like you have to live your life and do it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be like, you have to have fun and you have to be mindful, and from Monday to Friday, I work hard, man. My day starts at 5:30 and ends at 11:30, and it's all about wellness from Monday to Friday. Saturday too, but not as like strict. Do you know what I mean? Like my Saturdays are like, I'm with family and friends. I'm gonna have a good time. Sunday, I'm slowly getting back to being on track, and then come Monday to Friday, I'm like on it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's it's just I was a dark time in my life, but the clouds have separated and the sun has come out, and you move forward.
I think it's always, you have such an amazing outlook on how you take what happened in your life and make it part of your story to share with others.
Yes.
And you say it often that you had diabetes and you went through it and you lived through it, and now you no longer have it, so that you can help someone else on that journey. And
Sure.
that.
Yes.
And when you say that, what has it been like to be able to share that with someone who has diabetes? How does that look for them?
Great question, Emily. So I did share my story with a beautiful young lady, and I told her, I said, sitting on this side of the table, you feel proud that you know you went through the struggle and you know what to do and you're working at it every day. And I said to her, I said, that day's gonna come where the table's gonna get turned and you're gonna sit here and you're gonna help somebody else. So don't be mean to yourself, don't be be hard on yourself. Just try to work it out. Listen, take on the information I'm giving you. Try to how to make it work for you, and then just slowly turn that chair. And then when you sit in this chair, you're like, I did it. So it's hard to do something for yourself, but it's easier when you're doing it something for someone else's good. Your mind is silly that way. So that's how it helped me. I'm like, I gotta go through this for me to help somebody else, or educate someone else. I need to go through that tunnel, that twister.
Yes.
And so now look what's happening, right? I'm able to share my story. I needed to go through that, and hopefully someone can, gain positivity out of it and learn from it. Yeah. Thank you.
How do you feel? Obviously, like you said, your life is all about wellness and what that looks like every day. How have you been able to change your life to make it all about yourself? Because I think it's very hard to make it about wanting to better yourself and making that mindset switch that this is for me because I love myself and I want that. Where do you think your biggest kind of like jaw-dropping moment was like, I need to do it for me? Where was that?
Oh man. So when people would say you're an inspiration, I'm like, I am. So, people like feeding you, encouraging you to keep going. Like when I would go to the doctor, like there's so many things like I keep saying, like you get the courage and the motivation to keep going when someone gives you positive reinforcement.
Yes.
So you learn to believe it when someone says, if someone would say to you every morning, which you just should say to yourself, Emily, you're awesome. Emily, you're perfect. Emily, you're beautiful. Emily, you're smart. Emily, you got this, right? So now I'm feeding you all this high vibration, and you're like, yes, Antonetta, Emily is perfect. Yes, I am. And the way that you see yourself in the world is the affirmations that I'm giving you. It's the affirmations from the people that you hang around with. That's why I had to let some people go. Because I needed to get better. And I needed to be around positive people. And I needed to be around people that give me like positive influences. And I tried to do that to others as well, because I knew that it worked for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. But
the jaw-dropping moment is when I saw my doctor for the first time. That was like 2 years ago.
tell me about it.
Oh man. I saw her because in October of, what year were we in? 1918. So October 2017, I cut my hair. A lot of people don't know, but I used to have long, curly, blonde hair. And so I cut my hair. And I went to go see the doctor. And at that point, I think I was, oh my God, there's a bumblebee. Hi, bumblebee. And at that time, I think I hit 100 pounds loss. I think around 98, 90. Yes. And I remember going to her the first time. And I was sitting in her office in the examination room, and I saw her. She looked in, and she walked by me, and then she came back. She's like, wait a second. And then she went, and then she came back. She's like, oh. She didn't know what to. She's like, Antonetta, is that you? I'm like, yep. And she's like, your hair, and where's my patient, and where, what? And she was like freaking out. And that day she had like 1,001 questions. She's like, what? She's like, what? She asked me 1,001. And she's like, well, why are you here? I'm like, yo, turn to the page 4 on my blood work. I'm like, look at my numbers. And And she's like, you're not even pre-diabetic. I'm like, nope. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, whatever, blah, blah. And she's like, I swear, she had 1,001 questions. And that's why I needed to get her requisition to go to the endocrinologist for them to like officially tell me no. But I saw her last year, but that was the first time I've seen her since I started my journey. And she's like, oh my God, let's do something fun. I'm like, okay, so what is it? She's like, okay, so at this time, like 3 years ago, you had a 25% chance of dying. I'm like, she goes, but right now you have less than 5%. I'm like,
That's so.
she goes, let's make that sit for a little bit. I'm like, wow. She's like, yep.
You did that.
She goes, you did that on your own. She goes, you did it. She goes, look at you. She goes, half of you is gone. She's like, yeah. So she was so proud of me. Yeah, but the second time I went too, was like, those are like the moments when you know that that's the best non-scale victory ever. Yes. When your doctor looks at you and she's like, I'm proud of you. I'm like, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, so I'm going to be sticking around for a little bit, Emily.
just a while.
Just a while.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you, Emily. You're the
Oh
best.
my
Yeah.
Goodness.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna be controlling.
I know you're
myself.
right.
One little too.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the lawnmower for finally stopping.
Oh my God, the lawnmower.
Great time.
Perfect. When it's over.
Ah,
I love our oasis outside. Look at this beautifulness. It's beautiful.
perfect. Yes.
All right.
You rock. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud
Oh my
of
God,
you.
we're done?
That's
Yeah.
huge.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I don't think you could say any more. I mean, you could
Thank
go
you.
on.
I can go on and
you
on.
need to write a book.
Yeah.
Oprah's gonna have you one day. It's fine.
Yeah, Oprah.
Well, or
I'm the new
Ellen.
Gail, baby.
Yeah. I love it.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to share my story. For my beautiful friends and family that are going through diabetes and you need someone to talk to and you don't know what to do, or you're struggling or whatever, if you want to sit down and chat about it, you can call me. We can for sure go and hang out, and I'll answer anything you have. I'll help you through it. Yeah, you can do this. Listen, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So I have faith in you. If you're struggling through diabetes, it's not easy, but it can be done. Yeah, I'm like the poster child of diabetes. Like I should like be plastered everywhere. No.
You're
But
amazing.
yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Emily. I'm proud of you. I love you. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
you.
Thank you so much for joining. This is fantastic. Yeah, subscribe, share. Hopefully these videos, you learn and you educate yourself on them, and hopefully they help you in your journey. Thank you so much. Lots of love and hugs to you.